one more person to do a final toast. And we have Chris Foley, best man in the house.
This has been a beautiful evening. I'm very grateful. I'm gonna start crying immediately. This, Mr. Mayorisi and Mrs. Mayorisi and Mrs. Holstein and Mr. Holstein, you've raised two incredible adults. I'm very grateful to know them, and I didn't think I was gonna cry more than Hannah. I actually might. Mike, thank you for giving me 5 hours to do this speech. Mike is easily the most organized person I know. He can tell you where everything is he owns right at this moment. His car is easily the cleanest car of any person in this room, other than maybe his father's. He's extremely intelligent, considerate, loving, patient. I'm very grateful to know him and consider him like a brother. His calendar is perfectly color-coded for the next 9 months, and he listens to you when you talk. His parents raised him with a blue-collar work ethic, but he's just so smart and good at talking to people and helping with them, and that's why he's good at what he does. Let me just breathe a little, because I'm just nervous. Sorry.
Good job.
He's charming. There's always a method to his madness, but he's calm, cool, and collected. He's quick on his feet when the situation comes bad, and he knows how to handle it perfectly. He's type A in all the great ways. Mike, I know you wrote this speech for me, but it sort of sounds like the synopsis for The Tinder Swindler. I knew I would immediately like Mike the day I met him at Wentworth, because he had a pallet of paper towels, water bottles, Reese's cups, Rice Krispie treats within an arm's reach of his desk. His side of the room was perfectly organized, with every cable duct taped perfectly underneath his bedroom, his bunk bed. And that's where I met his first true love, his MacBook Pro. Tell me to stop at any point. For 2 years, Mike and I worked at the Apple store together, and I thought it was just a job during college. He continued to work at Apple for 2 more years, where he learned to memorize the terms and conditions for every Apple product, just so that he could get his iPhone replaced on the spot. If anybody has any Wi-Fi connection issues later, just let me know. I'll get Mike to handle it. I'll never forget the meatballs Mike made on the 4th of July in 2013. Now, I know there's a lot of Italians in the building today, but no amount of meatballs can ever heal the pain Mike felt when Danny Ainge traded away his favorite player, Paul Pierce, on his family trip to Italy that summer. Mike is one of the biggest Celtics fans I've ever known. And you know what they say, when you want a friend, you gotta be the friend. And Mike has been that friend to me for a very long time. So I'm very grateful. That deserves a round of applause, because this guy... Over the years, he brought me to so many Celtics games and events. We sat courtside on the parquet at the TD Garden, where we met Boston Celtics legend Tommy Heinsohn. A day I'll never forget. Like, it was an incredible day. I can't believe I'm making cry. I'm just very happy, very happy. When I lived with Mike, I couldn't get him to walk anywhere, even 100 feet to the nearest pizza shop. He'd rather order $6 double bacon cardboard from the Domino's app, some Italian. 2 summers ago, when I met Beatrice on a hike in the Berkshires, I knew he was so in love with her because he'd risked dying of emphysema from the 12 years of Newport cigarette use. But seriously, Beatrice, I'm so grateful for you. You got my best friend hiking, skiing, and back playing tennis, activities that I know his passion will grow in and be able to do late into his life with you. Beatrice has made Mike so much more go with the flow, something I really admire in her. I witnessed this when she was forced to play disc golf with my family while Mike and our friends and I played a separate round. Some of you might be wondering what disc golf is. It's basically golf in the woods with some frisbees for potheads, which is interesting because I've never seen Mike smoke pot a day in my life. But I didn't feel too bad for Beatrice, even though she had to play alone with my family because my Celtics Warriors finals tickets were missing last year. But seriously, Mike, if you're gonna bring anyone to the Celtics finals games other than your mother or your sister, I'm glad it can be your best friend, partner in life, and now wife. Proud of you, very proud of you, I love you. Mike is really one of the most considerate people I know. Last Friday he called me just to go over some things for today, and we only spoke on the phone for like 10 minutes, which was kind of weird because we usually speak for like 45 minutes to an hour, and if you could tell now, I'll speak in my grave. But I get it, he was really busy, he had a lot of stuff to do at work. Monday, he usually will text me before he calls me, because when he calls me, it's always on his schedule. But he called me randomly and said, hey, I finally got some free time. I feel like you didn't talk about your trip to Ireland, and I wanted to hear about it. And that's a young man I would want marrying my daughter someday, and hopefully a son I can have someday. And I look forward to both of your adventures together, the family that you raised together, and future just times being with you both. I look forward to that. And like they say in Italian, Mazel Tov.
Good luck for Chris.